Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. I'm here with a Stargate special. Remember a few days ago I did a live show and I said we'll do some Stargate news and then I forgot. So I've just remembered today. So we'll do a Stargate special today. So anyway, have some intro titles. Be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. Right, Stargate. By the way, before we start, I'm going to have another plug of my book. What the hell? I did it yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. Excuse me, I'll just move some remotes out of the way. I've got my book here behind me. There we go. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Mercury Rapids by Stephen Johnson. Who could that be? It's me! Right, so let's read the bump on the back, eh? When Bill Lewis is abducted by extraterrestrials, little does he know that he will embark on an adventure that will see him pitting his wits against alien forces intent on destroying the Earth. Mercury Rapids offers a fun, thrill-filled ride for all science fiction fans across the galaxy and beyond. Well, maybe not. There we go. As I said yesterday, it's a nice big thick book. I originally wrote a trilogy, which is still available out there. But now it's in one volume, so it's nice and thick, and it's just a bit of fun, and it's all right. I'll read a bit more, shall I? Yesterday I did chapter 18. I just flicked through it at random. Chapter 49. After what seemed like an eternity, we found ourselves outside a nondescript door, above which a tiny sign informed us that this was the Flight Control Centre. I half expected the door to be locked, but it pulled open with ease, and we stepped inside. The interior was huge and dimly lit, and the only illumination came from the many computer consoles arrayed in rows in front of a massive wall of display screens. Overlooking the room, a wide expanse of glass partitioned another area, and it was in this section that we could see Armstrong Smythe and S4's head of research, Professor Pepper McCartney, engaged in animated discussion. So that's another quick bit from later on in the book. So don't forget, it's on Amazon. It's called Mercury Rapids. It's that cover, nice and thick. I think it's in British pounds. I don't know how much it is in US dollars, but it'll be there on American Amazon. It's $12.95. It sounds like a lot, but you get 3 books really. You'd have paid more than that for buying the individual books, paperbacks, but it's on Kindle as well for a fraction of that price. So give it a go. It's a bit of fun. Right, Stargate. Let's get on with Stargate. Right, so I've got a couple of stories that I just want to read. One's from Gate World, one's from Sci-Fi. As usual, I forgot to put my things up, didn't I? That one and that one. Oh no, I've got the wrong one. There we go. That one and that one. There we go. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, do all that stuff. Hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when I upload videos or go live or all that stuff. And all that jazz. And what we're going to say, I can't remember. Oh yes, the links are in the description below. And also, if you want some good Stargate news sort of from the horse's mouth, so to speak, go to SciTrek on YouTube, SCI-TREK SciTrek, where Jay over there knows somebody in MGM, so gets little scoops, little rumours. He can't verify them, but he says this is what people have told him, so he just reports it. Whether they become true or not, who knows? But it's good if you want to keep up to date with how Stargate is progressing or not on Amazon and at MGM's new owners. But right, anyway, so off we go. Right, where are you? There you go. This is on Gate World. A new Stargate show might not be exclusive to Amazon Prime Video. MGM's new owner has another outlet for television streaming which could benefit from a popular and original science fiction show. Amazon is now the proud owner of its very own historic Hollywood studio. The retail and streaming video giant closed its deal earlier this year to buy Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer for a cool $8.45 billion, which isn't a lot really, is it, when you think about it? MGM, it's one of these, classic studios that have made like thousands and thousands of films and TV shows and everything, haven't they? Going back to the dawn of cinema. But anyway. And with it came the Stargate franchise. So where is that new Stargate series that fans have been loudly rallying for since 2018's Stargate Origins web series? Or more accurately, since Stargate Universe left the airwaves back in 2011. Yeah, because Stargate Origins, It was alright, I enjoyed it, but, it wasn't very good, was it? But it was okay. I didn't hate it. Some people did, but not me. Oh, pardon me, I'm burping already. Not even live, I'll leave it in that I've burped. I've got my drink of water. I'm not on pop today, I'm on water. Oh, by the way, speaking of Mercury Rapids, you see that? Wrong way. That's me Mercury Rapids cup. Disappears, look. That was the original cover. Remember I said Book Booters published it originally and then went out of business? That was the original cover, the design. By the way, if I look a bit sweaty, it's because I am. It's, as we say, it's Crackit Flags here in Yorkshire. It's really warm. I've got my fan on, but I'm still sweating. Right, where were we? Since the deal was first announced, we've been operating under the assumption that Amazon will want to put the Stargate franchise, a high-profile brand with a built-in fan base, on its flagship video streaming service, Prime Video. So far, Amazon is keeping its cards close to the vest on the future of this and several other MGM properties. When it finally comes home, the next Stargate production might end up streaming in an unexpected place. That's because Amazon also owns Freevee, formerly IMDb TV, a free over-the-top streamer that has recently begun experimenting with its own original programmes. Building up Freevee as an ad-supported service alongside Prime Video is a current priority at Amazon. And since 2020, its content department has operated from within Amazon Studios. I've seen Freevee on the Amazon Prime, streaming app. And it's okay. I think it's got Babylon 5 on it. In the UK, it's got Babylon 5 on. But it does have ads. So you'll be watching it and then just suddenly an advert will come on. And the advert, it could be 10 seconds long. It could be like 2 minutes long. And you can't skip them, not like on YouTube. So that's a bit annoying, But it's there. And it's, it's included free. But you're still paying, aren't you, for your Amazon. So, but is it included? If you're not an Amazon, if you're not subscribed to Amazon Prime, you can still, install the app. You can still see the app, use the app, can't you? And I think you can still buy things through Amazon Prime, videos and things, even if you're not a subscriber. I think. So would Freevee still be included with that? I don't know. Anyway. Amazon Freevee is available on a wide range of smart TVs, mobile devices and set-top boxes like Roku, much like competitor Pluto TV, which picked up the rights to Stargate in April. That's in America. Stargate's not on Pluto TV over here in the UK. I've checked. Freevee offers a range of classic and more recent shows on demand. It has also 24/7 channels with episodes airing in rotation. On its own, of course, Freevee doesn't have nearly the wide global distribution that Prime Video enjoys. Well, no, not on its own, right? But you can watch it through Prime Video. Pardon me. The service is available in the United States and the UK and just launched this week in Germany. Germany is another big Stargate fan base. Some familiar sci-fi and fantasy shows that are on Freevee. I keep saying Freeview. Freeview's a terrestrial, digital broadcasting thing in the UK. Freevee right now include Fringe, The X-Files, Amanda Tapping's Sanctuary, Lost, Warehouse 13, Andromeda, The Outpost, and Space 1999. Yay! Original I bet it's not on. I bet they're not on. I bet they're not on the UK Freevee. I'm gonna have to check that, but we'll see. Original series include Bosch Legacy, a spin-off of the Amazon original that stars Titus Welliver, a continuation of the TNT drama Leverage, pronounce it as you wish, in the Dean Devlin produced Leverage Redemption, and a remake. Remember, Dean Devlin is also a writer-producer of the original Stargate movie, and a remake of the classic Black Beauty. I bet they ain't got that music. Look it up. Since there is a focus here on legacy content that is popular with audiences but no longer in production, there is some speculation among insiders that much of MGM's own library will end up on Freevee rather than locked behind the Prime Video paywall. This strategy would not leave Prime Video out of the equation entirely, though. Freevee's ad-supported content is also integrated with Prime Video in the free with ads carousel. Ah, yeah, it is. Which means that the majority of the flagship service's 175 million users would, in theory, also have access to Freevee's original series through the Prime interface they're already familiar with, rather than having to download a separate app. Before 2 rounds of rebranding, Freevee launched in 2019 as IMDb Free Dive. Prior to the merger, MGM was already a partner with the service, providing MGM-owned content such as Dead Like Me. Stargate SG-1 Atlantis and Universe, however, have yet to materialise on the service, and it's not clear if the current deal with Pluto TV, which we hear was struck only after the Amazon MGM deal closed, would have to run its course first. It's also important to know that MGM currently produces original scripted and non-scripted shows for many different outlets, from Vikings Valhalla Netflix, to The Handmaid's Tale Hulu, from The Voice NBC to Survivor CBS. If Amazon keeps MGM as a standalone production house, it's entirely possible that a future Stargate show could be sold to a network or a streamer that Amazon doesn't own. That's one of the biggest outstanding questions now. As the dust settles on the merger, will Amazon's own services get first dibs on new TV projects that are greenlit from this point forward, or will MGM continue to operate as a content producer that is, relatively speaking, network neutral? Realistically, it's going to take Amazon executives some time to fully evaluate MGM's intellectual property, the current state of various global distribution contracts, and how a popular sci-fi franchise might support Amazon's own strategy in the streaming video space. That includes both Prime Video and Freevee, which, while integrated, each have their own business model. If Amazon and MGM didn't start these conversations already in 2021, when the merger was announced but undergoing review from government regulators, then it might be 2023 before the companies are ready to make any announcements. We'll continue to report on the very latest developments here at Gate World. And there we go. So yeah, very interesting, very interesting. It's a quandary, isn't it? That's the thing for Freevee there. You would think that Amazon, if they put a lot of money into a Stargate, new Stargate show or movie or both, you'd think they'd want it on their flagship platform, wouldn't you? Amazon Prime. You'd think they want it on there, like they have done with, Picard and the other stuff, The Boys and things like that. But you've got to take into account Freevee, as it said in the article, has got its own business model. It's ad supported, so you've got to think, will launching something like Stargate bring in more advertisers willing to pay more money to advertise during those shows, have their advertisements shown during an episode of Stargate? So that might bring in more money for Amazon. So it's a funny one. But I'd think an Amazon TV show would initially launch on Amazon Prime. And it could, maybe it could move to Freevee later. Or maybe they could show the old, the classic legacy Stargate things on Freevee at some point. But it's an interesting thing to think about. Right, we'll move on. Here we go. Sci-fi. There we go. That's Stargate Atlantis there, look. That's from the last season, Season 5, with Richard Wolsey in command. Remember, he started out life in Stargate as a bit of a bad guy, working with Senator Kinsey and people like that. But he turned out to be a jolly nice fella, and with good morals, and he ended up being put in command of the Atlantis expedition. And he did a good job in the end. Right, can you read all that? Yep. Right, when it left the air for good in 2009, Stargate Atlantis was firing on all cylinders, and it still had plenty of ZPM, or ZPM, as Rodney would say, and us in the UK, fuel left in the tank. 0-point module, in case you didn't know. It's an energy source that taps power from subspace. And they last a really long time. The show's fifth and final season ended with the episode Enemy at the Gate, as the untethered city of Atlantis stood secret sentinel off the coast of San Francisco in the wake of an epic close call with the Wraith Hive ship. As ending episodes go, Enemy at the Gate had plenty of payoff for what had already been an explosive and intriguing fifth season in the Stargate franchise spin-off. But with Atlantis now on Earth and poised at the edge of an unknown future, fans who hoped that a sixth season could pick up the story had their plans dashed when the was plugged. When the plug was pulled on the series to make way for the new spin-off series Stargate Universe. It were a pity with that. Like Stargate Universe, but they could have done, another season of Atlantis. They could have overlapped, because Atlantis and SG-1 overlapped, didn't they? Anyway, that doesn't mean the show's creative team didn't have ideas about where to go next, though. In fact, as writer and executive producer Joseph Malozzi recently explained on the Dial the Gate webcast, the team wanted to extend Season 5 by making the season finale a two-part episode, one that would have set up the script for the never-made Stargate Extinction movie, originally conceived as either a direct-to-DVD film, if SGA was cancelled, or as the two-part intro to Season 6 if the show was renewed. As fans know, the movie never happened, and neither did Season 6, but Malozzi, I don't know how you pronounce it, revealed some of the Extinction script's key story elements in the process of sharing that Atlantis was never destined to hang around the Bay Area, or even on planet Earth, for long. Instead, he said, the crew would have found themselves stranded in empty space as Atlantis made its way back home, setting up a new time-travelling story arc that would tie back into the Stargate Universe series. Ooh, that's interesting. But they've shown Atlantis, lost in space already, haven't they? In the, what were it, early Season 4, I think it was. Yeah, early Season 4. Atlantis were lost, wasn't it? They escaped the Wraith and they went into hyperspace, but they ran out of power and dropped out of hyperspace too soon, and so they were trapped in deep space, more or less. Atlantis is going to make its way back to Pegasus, and en route they end up experiencing engine problems. By the way, there was a book written, wasn't there? But it called Homecoming or something like that. I don't know if it's classed as canon. Probably not. They never are the novelisations. But I think that I've actually got it, but I've never got round to reading it. But I think that covered, how Atlantis ended up back in the Pegasus galaxy. Where are we? And en route, they ended up experiencing engine problems, Malozzi said, via the webcast-adjacent Gateworld website of the never-produced film, or as the case might have been, the Season 6 premiere. And they end up stranded between Pegasus and the Milky Way in another galaxy. And they end up detecting a power source coming from a world, and ultimately the story that unfolds ended up laying seeds for what would instead be the Stargate Universe story, Common Descent and Epilogue, where our team meets their own descendants. All right. The good guys wouldn't have been the only ones affected by the split timeline, Malozzi teased, revealing that fan favourite baddie Todd the Wraith, Christopher Heyerdahl, who's in everything. He's everywhere. He's omnipresent, is Christopher Heyerdahl. He's amazing. And he's like a younger Max von Sydow, isn't it? That's what he reminds me of. Anyway, who remains stranded in prison in the Season 5 finale, who would have had to face... Oh, I can't talk today, can I? God, it's too hot. Would have had to face off with another version of himself as well. One of the things that really saddened me is that it was such a great Todd episode as well. Where basically you have the present day Todd who's locked up, who encounters a future version of himself who has designs on the planet and designs on Atlantis, he explained. And at the end of the movie, he's in a position of power. He's about to kill Rodney McKay, David Hewlett, and our Todd steps in and saves him and ends up turning the tables on his future self. And at the end, when they return to Pegasus, Lieutenant Colonel John Shepard, Joe Flanagan, essentially rewards him by freeing him. They kind of part ways, not necessarily as allies, but having achieved a certain understanding. Sadly, declining fortunes in direct-to-DVD sales, coupled with Stargate Atlantis' cancellation, assured that Stargate Extinction, either as a movie or as a pair of episodes, would forever remain perched at the edge of a cliffhanger, even if saving humanity and finally splashing down in the Pacific after so much time among the stars felt like a semi-satisfying way of signing off. While we watch and wait to see what Amazon might have in store for the larger franchise now that it has full control of the MGM library, at least we can binge on what's already there. And then it's gone about. It's on Hulu and Pluto TV, but not in the UK. You can watch it on the UK on Amazon if you subscribe to its MGM channel on Amazon Prime. Then you can watch seasons 1 to 8 for free, but for some reason you've got to pay for seasons 9 and 10. Don't know why. So that made me cancel it because I was angry and I threw a strop and I cancelled my MGM channel because I won't paying $19.99 per season for I've already got them on bloody DVD. Bloody hell. Anyway, so there you go. So that's where Atlantis would have gone. And it'd been interesting. But like I say, Universe came along, and while it wasn't, welcome with open arms, and it was a bit grim compared to other Stargates, it found its fans towards the end, and it ended too soon. They should have carried on. It should have carried on. Right, so we'll leave it there. Spladosh. So, as I said before, if you want to know more about Stargate and get new Stargate info, rumours and scoops, go to SciTrek on YouTube, SCI-TREK, links in the description. Jay will tell you all about it, and Matt's there as well. The good guys. So, we'll leave it there. Right, so, wherever you are in the universe, look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.